In this video, we are going to see how to use node evaluation in Vissim and how to see the results for node and how to set up a signalized intersection from scratch. So first of all, we will model a basic intersection or a junction. Then we will put traffic signal controllers, and then we will simulate the scenario and see how to generate the results for this intersection using nodes. So the process is same whether you are working on four-legged or four-approach intersection. For this tutorial, to keep it simple, I will make a very basic junction just to showcase how to set up everything, and then you can follow the same procedure for your situation, for your model. So let's create a quick signalized junction first. So I will go to links and create two links. Make sure these are 3-lane. Now obviously you will keep the lanes based on the situation that you have. I am in this example taking 3 lanes. Now in order for Vissim to treat the junction as an intersection, it's important that we need to split the links. Now these are only 2 lanes. This is not a junction in a sense that Vissim recognizes it as a junction. If I go to this option in wire mesh, this is called wireframe or wire mesh. If I click here, you can see that both links are shown in blue color. So it means that this is technically not an intersection. To make it as an intersection, we have to split the links. So the central area, median area, is an intersection. So in order to split the links, what I have to do is to bring the mouse right at the edge of the connection of this link and this link. Right click and split. Split the link, click OK. Now my link is split in 2. I have to select this part, and using the left button, I will drag this point, this yellow point, over the edge of the link like this. The Vissim will automatically connect it. Similarly, I will repeat this procedure at the connection of these 2 links. Right click and split the link. Click OK, and I will click on this link and drag this button from here to here. So what I just did is I have created a median in the section. So if I go back to the wireframe option, you can see that now the wireframe option is shown in purple color, so indicating that this area is a junction or a median and not a normal link. Now we have, before we put the volumes and thing, we have to put a traffic signal controller. And to create a traffic signal controller in Vissim, we have to go to signal control, and signal controller. Once you are here, it will open a signal controller tab here in this window. So what you can do is here is you can create a controller by clicking this add button. Click the add button. You can give a name to the controller, and it's always recommended to give a name because normally if you're working with more than one controller, you should know that which controller results are you looking at. So it's always a good idea to give a name. Since we are only working in one junction, one intersection, I don't need to give it a name, but you can always give it a name. Then we have a type of signal. So we have a lot of types in Vissim. That's another good thing about the software. So you have SCATs, Scoot, Siemens. You have fixed time, which is the most common traditional signal controllers. Plus you also have Epics and Econolite. So you can choose the best one. It's also a ring barrier controller. The ring barrier is also here. Then you also have Lisa. So all the different types are there. In this example, we are working in the fixed time controller. So I'm selecting fixed time here, and then I have to go to edit signal control. edit signal control. You should now be able to go in the edit signal controller. So once I click on edit signal controller, I have a controller frequency which is 1. I have to give signal groups. Signal groups means how many approaches you have. If you have 4 lanes, 4 approaches, east, west, north, south, you have to create 4 groups. In my example, I only have 2 approaches. Create it 2 times. So I have only pressed this plus button 2 times because I only need 2 groups. But in your case, if you want 4, if you have more than 4, you will click this as many times as your requirement. So I have created 2 groups. You see this little plus option here. If I click on this to expand these groups, I have expanded these groups. I will go to click group 1, and this is the signal light sequence. So we don't have this sequence here in the area I'm working. We have red, green, yellow, normal, red, green, yellow. Amber means yellow. So I will select this. You have all these sequences. It depends upon your local requirements, which signal controls are you working in. So you have flashing green options as well, flashing red as well. So I'm here, we are dealing with red, green and yellow. So I am going to select this option, red, green, yellow. And I will do the same for the second group, red, green and yellow. Now my signal groups are all set up. The next thing is I will go to signal program, and I need to create one program. One program will control the 2 groups. So I will click this one time, click the plus button to expand it, and as soon as I bring my mouse over signal group, I have an option to work with the signal window. So this is the main window, signal controller window. Here you can drag this, left click once, and then you are able to drag this timing window left and right depending on how much green and yellow time you want to fix for that approach. So I want to fix 25 seconds green plus 3 seconds yellow and 1 second clearance time for first approach, and then my second approach should start from 25 plus 3 28 plus 1 29. So it should start from 30. Why? 25 plus 3 28 plus 1 second all red, so 29. So it means that the second should start from 30 and it should close at 57, which is okay. And this is the total cycle time. You can increase and decrease the cycle time by clicking up and down here. So once you are satisfied with the controller settings for both groups, you can go to file and click save. File, save. So it saves the signal controller as a SIG file, signal controller. In the old versions, you have to copy this file manually to your main window folder, main model folder, so that if you are opening this model on another computer, it should work without any problem. In the newer versions, PTV has fixed this problem, so you don't have to worry about this file. It's automatically saved into the model. But in the old ones, you have to make sure that this file is in the same folder as your model file. So that's one thing. So if you want to check any problems, if there is any overlapping or any inconsistency in the model, you can press the check button here. So we have done here in the controller. We can just exit it and click OK. Now once the controller is set up, we need to put signal heads. What are the signal heads? Which is the traffic lights. So here is the signal head option. Select signal head, and to add a signal head, I will add one group here and one group here. So to add, control and right click, make sure this is group 1, approach 1, and I need to duplicate. Right click is duplicate. Make sure all the lanes are covered, otherwise the traffic will keep flowing without control. So like this. Now I have set up group 1 on all these 3 lanes. And now I have to set up group 2 in all these lanes. Make sure the group number is not repeated. If the group number is same, both controllers will open at the same time, so which will create a serious conflict. You don't want that. So make sure that always you select the correct group from here, and make sure that you don't repeat the same group on 2 approaches. So this is now group 2, and I will now make sure this is only covers all the 3 lanes by right clicking and duplicating the existing controller. Now we are good to go. This is group 1, this is group 2. Before we can play the simulation to see the operation of the controller, we have to input traffic volumes. So for that we go to vehicle inputs and we go to vehicle inputs, vehicle volumes. I will enter volume, control right click, and here control right click, and now let's give some volumes here. Let's say 800, and here we have 700. 800 and 700. So obviously you will put the actual turning movement counts when you have the data for the intersection. You will have through, left and right movements. In this example I am making it very simple, so I have only through movements here. If you want movements, you can also create turns by creating connectors and the traffic in the opposite direction. So now we are ready to see the operation for this intersection model. So if I play the button, I should see that my controllers are working perfectly, and there is no overlap, there is no conflict. When one is running, the other is stopped, and the other is running, the one is stopped. That's what we want. So just make sure by simulating that the simulation is working as you have intended. Let us finish this quickly by clicking the quick mode. And now, in order to see the results for this junction in terms of delays and queues, we need to create what we call a node. Here you have a node. This is a node. So make sure you select the node, and a node is just an area you define that cuts the links after the controller, so that it is analyzed in the Vissim results, in evaluation results. To create a node is simple. You just click control and right click one time, and then release the control right button, and then you will use your left button to create a box like this. Now make sure your controllers are covered inside the box, otherwise they will not be processed or analyzed. So you have to create a box like this. So make sure the approaches are cut it after the signal controllers. So I want to finish this. I will press left mouse click 2 times, double click. You want to give it a name. Let's say it's called A. Click OK. Now our node is set up. Everything inside this node will be evaluated. We have to go, make sure we do one more thing. Go to evaluation, configuration, and make sure here the node is selected. If it is unchecked, it will not be analyzed. So the node, make sure in evaluation configuration the node is selected. Click OK. Now the final thing left is to change the number of runs. So go to simulation, parameters, number of runs. Let's say I want to run it 10 times, and then I want the average result. So just make sure the number of runs you change according to your requirement. Click OK once you are done, and now we are all set to go. Play the simulation. Working in quick mode. So it will run 10 times. Here you see the number of runs, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. It will keep running 10 times, and it should give us in the end a very good final average result. So the simulation is finished. All the 10 runs are done, and now we are all set to view the results of the performance results of our intersection node A. So to see the results, we can go to evaluation, results list, and here we have node results, evaluation, result list, node results. So once I click the node results, I have the results window open. I can expand this window by dragging it up, and you can see there we have all the simulation runs indicated by simulation run. These are the counts of the runs, and these are the average values. And what we want to see here is this final value here, A. That's why I gave it a name A, so that I am clear in getting the average result correctly. This is the average result for the intersection. Okay, this is the maximum queue length forming, which is 38.54 meters, and the delay is 11.58, so which is a normal working condition, indicating that the level of service is okay. It's okay, it's not bad. So here you see LOS value, which is 2, corresponding to LOS B. So we have a level of service from A to F as per highway capacity manual, where F indicates the failure or a very bad service, and A indicates a very good or an excellent service. So this service is very close to the excellent. It's LOS of B. Calculate the delays and the queue lengths and see the performance of the intersection.